growth, success, and fulfillment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saaghe Fogwe podcast. If you're just joining us, please get a comfortable seat, get a pen, get a paper, because we will have a good one today. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in every Wednesday to the show to listen to what we have to share. What we bring into the community, trying to reach out to people in the community, trying to enrich our community, uplift people, support people, empower people, and just get us to the next level. It's very important as a community that we don't have one successful person. We have multiple successful people. And those who are successful don't leave others behind. You make sure that, and I'm not saying that I'm a successful person. I'm a work in progress, still upcoming, right? But what I'm preaching today is that as you're doing well, as you're discovering new things, as you're finding out things that make you better, you bring others along and make sure that you're sharing the knowledge so that our community can grow and be stronger together. Today, we have another special show. I have someone who's very, very important in my life. He's very special to me. He's a mentor. He's a big brother. He's just one of those people who very calm and collected, has it together. Like if you're all hyped up, he can bring you down and just calm you down and put you on the right path. And what we're talking about today is about how to grow your business online successfully, growing it successfully, reaching more customers, because we've realized that our world now is going digital. We're going very digital. And even those who still you have services, you have products that you're providing to people, even if you have a physical store, we still need to do some things e-commerce electronically. And he's one of those who, over the years, has grown to know a lot more about this. And he's good at what he does. And I thought it would be a good show today to bring him on here so that he can bring us with some knowledge, bring some more knowledge to us, and enlighten us on how to grow our businesses. So without further ado, so I don't do all the talking right now, I'm going to bring to the stage, bring into the studio all the way from the UK, my brother, my mentor, my friend, you name it, Mr. Princely Bibi. Welcome, sir.
Hi, Saaghe. How are you doing?
Good to have you.
Thanks for the kind words.
Oh, no problem. Those words were not coerced. They were not, I wasn't forced to say those words. They come from the heart, because that's really how I feel about you. And thank you for staying up late so you could be with us.
Thank you very much.
So I don't want us to go too much into the show. So I'm going to share the link with you so we can start dropping it before we even start introducing you and all that. That way,
okay.
Yeah, let me share with you. Okay, you should have it.
Okay, let me check my phone.
And we were supposed to have PK here with his associate Shirley. I'm going to butcher that last name. Ofegi.
Shelly Ofege.
Ofege. Yeah, I knew I was going to butcher it. Ofege. So because of technology issues, Shirley is on, but because of, issues, she's in South Africa. But lighting was not going to work on our side. So she's on. She'll interact with us. If we really need to bring her on, we'll bring her on audio wise. We won't be able to see her beautiful face, but we'll talk mainly to Princely here, PK, and then Shirley will be interacting with us. But thanks for joining as well, Shirley. It's later in South Africa, so it's about 11 p.m. there and 9 p.m. in the UK. So I appreciate these two people very much. Did you get the link, PK?
Yes, I've shared the link. Yes,
Okay. Yeah. All right. So just while I'm sharing and people are dropping in and joining us, just tell people about yourself. Just introduce yourself to us so we know who PK is, a little bit of background on you and kind of get to know you, where you're coming from and what you do and all that good stuff.
absolutely. So, well, you've already kind of alluded a little bit about my background. Um, I come from Cameroon, but I currently live in the UK. So I attended PSS Mancon, then went to Cast Bambili for high school, went to Nigeria and did a BSc in physics and astronomy, came back to Cameroon, taught briefly in CPC Bali, Cameroon Protestant College, for 3 years, then went to the National School of Post and Telecommunications, did 2 years there, and worked in the Ministry of Post and Telecommunications for 3 years. I came to the UK. Well, I was sent to the UK by the UKTA and the ITU to do a course, a master's in telecommunication engineering, which I did. But on completion, conditions were not favorable to go back to Cameroon, so I decided to stay. So I stayed in the UK, did a further master's in e-business management at the University of Warwick in 2008. And then in 2009, I started working for a digital marketing agency in Northampton, in Nottingham, in the UK. Got headhunted by another digital marketing agency in Colchester 6 months later. I stayed with that agency for 12 years, uh, where I've been doing digital marketing. So last year, I went out on my own. Um, I had enough of corporate life. I decided to, hang out my shingle. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. Oh, just to add, I also completed an MBA this year. So one thing I like doing is always learning, updating myself, keeping abreast with what is happening. My passion is digital marketing at the moment. So really helping businesses grow online using digital strategies.
That's awesome. So there were a lot of acronyms in there. People are probably like dizzy, like what are these acronyms here?
Yes.
So
I'll
I
break
know
it
you
all
break
down.
it down to us, right? So
Yes.
did you always know that you wanted to do technology? Were you always did? I mean, I know like back in PSS,
Yes.
it's hard to there are very few there are some people who already kind of knew what they were going to do. We have people who are
Yes.
physicians today who knew from day one they're going to be a physician. I for
Yes.
one, I've had a long journey. Like nobody could have ever pictured me in the medical field. I was totally an art student, and then to end
Yes.
up in the medical field, and then some of this finance stuff now. But did you always know that you were going to go into technology?
Well, so from my background there, you notice that I had a shift. So a kind of 360, if you will. So in secondary school, I was really good at physics, right? That
Mm-hmm.
was one thing I was good at. So in high school, I did physics, chemistry, and maths. Went to university and did physics, and then when I went to the School of Post and Telecommunication, it was IT. But when I
Mm-hmm.
came to the UK, I completely changed when I went to do the business, my first business management course. So it's a kind of a shift. So I remember, in PS's Mancon, we used to mock people who were doing e-commerce at
Commerce,
the time.
commerce. At
Commerce,
the time,
yes,
it was
yes,
commerce. Yeah.
yes. So I apologize to those people. Now I'm in that field. So I've moved away from IT to business now. Growing businesses. I what I realized very fast is you can be all technical, you can have all these IT certifications. You do not really grow in a company when you are stuck at the IT level.
All
Yeah.
right. If you're joining us, guys, make sure you're putting in the comments where you're watching us from, so we can see, who's online. Just so we can also shout out to you, and just keep sharing the video, guys. Invite others, because you don't know who you're gonna help with this information today. There are people out there who are struggling, who have a skill, who have a business, who have a product, but they just don't know how to get it across to people, because we don't want to be business people who are in the closet. You want to come out and let people know what you're doing, and do it in an automated fashion, so that you're not putting in that much effort. We don't, we want to be smart. We want to work smarter, but still be able to, to get the proceeds that we need, and also still reach as many people as possible. I can tell you from experience that I've been working with PK for a while, on some things, and we're still in the process of working on some things. And just I've learned a lot. There are things that if you sit and you think that you know it all, nobody knows it all. The minute you stop learning is the minute you die, right? So PK, just enlighten people on. I know you made that shift, making
Yeah.
before we even go into the details of what you do.
Yeah.
Just let's just shout out to people who, like, talk to people who are afraid to make a move away from traditional work, clocking in and clocking out,
Yes.
depending on somebody and an employer.
Yes.
I'm still doing that. So I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not bashing anybody here. I'm not saying that traditional work is bad. But just talk to people who have something out there that they are able to explore. They're able to stand out, but they're afraid to do it because they're afraid to make that move.
Absolutely. So, going back to what you said, my advice is, even if you're working in 9 to 5, just start doing something on the side. Just start putting content out there. If you are shy being in front of a camera, you can write a blog post. If you're shy, talking, you can just write, or if you are courageous enough, you can shoot videos. Everybody has got a special talent. Everybody has got a special talent. There are so many channels out there, TikTok, YouTube, and all the rest. You don't know when you're going to help people, because all of this revolves around content, right? What you think might be trivial to you, some other people will find very, very, very useful. How many times have you gone out to IKEA, bought something, come home, and decided to watch a video on YouTube on how to put it up? That's content somebody created. I had a colleague who was working with us for some time. He decided to just go freelance, create a YouTube channel, and showing people IT stuff, reviewing tech gadgets. He's earning way more than he used to earn working a corporate job. So my advice to people out there is, start something on the side. It doesn't have to be big. You can be low key. It can, if it's a YouTube channel, it can be faceless. You don't need to show your face. It can be a blog. Write 300 words every now and again. Post it. You help someone might reach out to you.
Very important. Because it's not always about the money, because
Yeah.
I don't want people to, to get the wrong impression that we're pushing, or, it's the money will come.
Yes.
But if you have the passion, you turn that passion into a purpose, and you focus on it, the money follows. Because when you're doing something from the heart, you're doing something you love, you're doing something that when you wake up, nobody has to push you to do it. Think about when you have a job on Monday. Monday is usually the worst day. The most suicides, the most depression happens on Monday, because people think about going back to work, and You have that boss that you don't like. You have the coworkers who, who shun you. But if you're doing something you love, nobody has to make you roll out of bed. You do it because you want to. And, so we're just encouraging people to take that bold step. If you have something, even while you're doing, whatever your 9 to 5, like PK said, you're doing your 9 to 5 and then you still follow whatever it is that you want to do. So talk to me about, or talk to us about the transition. How was that transition for you, going from that to stepping out on your own? What were the challenges that came up with that, and then what were the things that strengthened you during that process?
So it was like I had been planning for a very long time, and then kind of pacing myself. So I had quite a. So I'll just go back a bit. So a long time ago, I wrote a guide, a template called lead generation template, and put it out there, right? Just not to make money, as you said, just to help people. And quite a few number of people downloaded it. I got somebody from New Zealand, somebody from Australia, somebody from the UK, somebody from the US reached out to me on the back of that guide. It was a free guide. So all I wanted was give me your name and email, and then you get my guide. It was a template. Because I had done a course on landing page optimization. So I created a guide. I said, right, if you want to create high converting landing page, again, I will explain all these things. This is how it needs to look like. So on the back of that, those people say, oh, why don't you help me with my business? So I was kind of helping them while still working my 9 to 5. So the transition happened while I already had those people on the side. So it was not too scary.
Mm-hmm.
If you see what I mean. So yes. So I already had some people I was helping on the side. Then I kind of said, okay, now I'm going to go out on my own. I can work for you. And they say, yeah, that's fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then any challenges? What were the challenges that came up?
So the key challenges are always coming out of your comfort zone, right? That's the first, that fear of the unknown. That paycheck that lands every day or every last working day of the month is not there. That's a key one.
And it's even worse because in the UK, you guys get paid once a month, right?
Absolutely.
And then in the
Absolutely.
US, it's every 2 weeks, and we're still scared,
Yes.
because we're so used to having that paycheck come. Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
even scarier for you.
Yes. The other one was more psychological in terms of, not going to an office, working with people, but because of during COVID, most of us were working from home. So that was kind of mitigated by the fact that for 2 years in a row, most of the work was done out of our homes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the third one being economic. Oh, can I be able to get customers to make this work? But that is my job. So yeah.
Well, the reason I really wanted you to talk about that, because it makes it real. Yes,
Yes.
we're not saying that it's an easy thing to do, and
Yes.
anything that comes to fruition, it goes through growing pains, it goes through challenges, it goes through, but then at the end of the tunnel, you see the benefit of it after going through all of this. But then,
Yes.
so now explain to us, to the lay person, what you do. Like, what would you do for somebody to take them from this idea of, I have a business, I'm thinking of doing something, and bringing it to the other end of the spectrum by breaking down some of those terms that you had thrown at us at the beginning?
Yes. So in very, very, very simple terms, what I do is I help businesses or people who want to run businesses online be found online, right? I connect them with their prospective customers. So it could be helping you get a website. It could be helping improve your website. it could be helping you set up campaigns for you. So bottom line is we help connect you with your potential customers. That's the
Yeah.
bottom line. Very basic level. Yes. So say you have I don't know, you're weaving baskets and you want more people to know about your basket weaving business or your baskets, I'll help you connect you with those customers. Yeah.
And any particular industry, or is there any industry that's off limits, or anybody and anybody can?
No, almost anybody. The only industries I'll not touch at the moment are gambling, multi-level marketing, adult, because the main networks where you get customers from do not want to deal with those industries for
Oh,
obvious reasons. Yeah.
all right. So tell me how can customers, so how do people connect with you? Like, I know we had some links.
Yes.
Yeah, how people would connect with you, and maybe that will give
Okay.
us an idea. Yeah.
So if you go to https colon forward slash bit.ly forward slash Saaghe, Saaghe, you will get a calendar link to book a 1 hour free consultation with me. So the aim of that consultation is to find out about your business, find out about what you do, find out about your objectives, and then we can tailor something to you, right? Because any business, any person is different, right? So it's not a one size fits all. Yeah. So that will be the initial kind of contact I'll prefer, talking to people to hear their story. You tell me about your business and then we can work out something for you.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
break down some of the things that a client would, benefit from. I know, you're talking up here. So like
Mhm.
different factions, like, because I know sometimes people want like a full packet from
Yeah.
you. They
Yeah.
might have like a partial packet. What are the kind of things that, people can, like, if people are looking at, I can't afford a full packet from PK. So what
Yeah.
are the different little things that, that you can do for them that will help them improve
Okay.
on their sales or improve on whatever they do?
So to go back to what I said previously, it would depend on where you are at the moment. So, what is your current situation? Have you got a website? Okay, if you've got a website, are you selling direct to customers? Are you offering services? Are you selling products? What's the situation? Are you getting customers? Do you want more customers? So it will depend on that initial assessment, So hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, say you have a service business. You're thinking about offering services. I don't know, maybe home care services, for example, right? So, and you don't yet have a website. So, we'll help you get that website. We'll help you set up the background systems where people can come to that website, inquire, book appointments with you, and then you can respond to them. Um, we can also help you set up paid campaigns on various channels to connect you to people who are actually searching for your home care services, right? So the whole gamut from setting you up for success to actually connecting you with those customers that are searching for you, helping position you. So it's not just about the website, it's also about the strategy, right? The
Yeah.
messaging. What do you offer? Who are you offering it to? What makes you different? We think about all those things. I
Yeah.
think you're aware of the work we did for Star Heritage, right?
For Star Heritage LD.
Positioning who is your target market, what do you want them to know about you, what you want them to do, how can you get them to raise their hand and say, I'm here, I'm a prospective customer.
Yeah, and we just dropped the contact information in the comment section, so you can always click on it, just so you have the link there, or copy it into a text to yourself, or so you have it. Shout out to some people here who are watching. Yeah, Shirley is on, obviously. Shirley, you can also drop the Star Heritage link in there so people can see some of the work that you guys did, and then we'll talk about Shirley's role here, even though she's not
Yeah.
on to talk about her role. We do want to know what Shirley can do. She, I've been working very closely with her as well. Mary Lynn, we say hi to you. Galega, we say hi. Shirley is on. I think those are the few people on. And then, yeah, so if you want to talk to us about what Shirley does, what her role is, when it comes
Okay.
to it, and also shout out the name of your business, because yeah, that way people know
Well,
how.
so it's Grow Online Digital. So, it does what it says on the tin. We help
Yeah.
people grow online. So, like I said earlier, we help people connect with their customers. So online, they are what you call free methods and paid methods, right? With the free methods, you use platforms like Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on, posting useful content, which I alluded to at the beginning. So what Shirley does is Shirley will help you craft that strategy, how you can engage with your clients on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and social media in an organic manner, right? So if you have useful content that you want to share, Shelly will help you, craft that content. Shelly will help you amplify that content. But above all, Shelly will help you manage your profiles online, because you have to be consistent across all platforms, right? You cannot be saying one thing on Twitter, saying a different thing on LinkedIn, and so on. So Shelly is that person who is behind the scenes, helping you with your digital presence on especially social media platforms. Yeah.
And also, it's important that branding, making sure that you create a brand. Like you said, you're consistent from one
Yes.
social media to another.
Yes.
Well, Twitter is no longer Twitter. X, they call it X, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
X now. I found out the hard way. I didn't even know it had switched.
Yeah.
I guess we were in a meeting, and then that came up that it's no longer Twitter. It's X. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but
Talking about branding, when we started with Star Heritage, right? We had to do a whole rebranding. We really, backtracked and said, right, how do you want to be represented in terms of colors, in terms of symbols, in terms of tagline. We did all that groundwork, right? Starting from the ground up. So we have to carry all of that across all platforms, on your website, on your social profiles, material that you share online and so on, like the things you're sharing today, the colors and all of that.
Yeah, very important. And just having that expert, because the other thing that our community fails to do is, when you're doing something, you have to focus on what you're good at, but then you
Yeah.
have experts who are good at what they do. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like this show. There's a platform here. I have a producer. He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
Like moving all these things. If I had to do it, I'll get dizzy. I'll probably move something and it will disappear in the cloud somewhere. But we have to reach out to people who are good at what they do. Like PK's here. He knows what he's doing. He's good at the digital stuff, and so our community has to get to that point where you want to grow, you want to be better, you want to do what you do, focus on doing what you do, but also make sure that you're making use of the resources around you, because those resources will make you work less, still
Yes.
make, you can still make the same amount of money you need to make, but you're working less. Or also we have to get to that mindset of, I need to put in some money to make, to get to where I need to, because we start counting pennies, and
Yeah.
and we don't want to put in, invest in what we want an outcome from. So speak to us about that as well, PK, in terms of of us thinking a little bit broader than we're used to. Instead of counting those pennies, we have to think, big picture. So
Okay.
yeah, to speak to that.
So personal story, I stopped cutting my own lawn a long time ago, and my wife was like, "What are you doing? Do you have so much money to spend?" I said, "No, I'm not uh, good at that. I'd rather have a professional do that." I started following one rabbi. He is from South Africa originally. He's in the UK now. He speaks to lessons you can learn about money from the Bible. And there is a lot we can learn from the Jewish community, right? In the Jewish community, people are specialized. So God says, go ahead and serve my children, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
let others serve you. So there is one person who is specialized in doing shoes or cutting hair. If you want to have your shoe repair, you go to that person. If you want to cut hair, so we let people specialize and we patronize them. The Jewish community are very good at that, and that's from the Bible. Those lessons are from the Bible. You cannot be everything. You cannot be
Mm-hmm.
mowing your lawn, trying to cut your own hair, trying to fix your bulb, and so on. Apart from the risk that is involved nowadays, I mean, if you're worth, I don't know, 200 pounds an hour, 150 pounds an hour, how much time do you spend cutting your lawn?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than getting a professional to do that. You know, the British would say penny wise, pound foolish,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you can cock up and then you have to get the real professionals in. But I think it also speaks to the fact that that is how we can grow as a community.
Mm-hmm.
you know, if we patronize our own people, if we serve our own people, right, then that's how we make money. Because, somebody said the secret of getting rich is finding what people like and want and give it to them, right? So if people come to you and you give them what they want, that's how you get rich. But we also have to empower those people to do those things for us, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah. Like you
Yeah.
said, you're not a producer of podcasts. Get somebody who is good at producing so that you focus on the content, so that you focus on the strategy. They do their best work, you do your best work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
instead of, keeping it all, wanting
Yeah.
to do everything, and then you end up you're not doing a good job because
Yeah.
you're thinking about that. But we have to empower each other. We have to encourage each other. We have to be able to, because we get to our mindset sometimes is like, what is PK going to get out of this? How much
Yeah.
is PK going to make from this?
Yeah.
And instead of sharing it so that you can do what you need to do, we end up just being a little bit selfish on the selfish side.
Yeah.
And I guess I just wanted to allude to the fact that we shouldn't be shy about reaching out to somebody who's better at something than we are. And
Yeah.
you always learn something from it. You learn something, because I know I've learned a lot just working with you on content and things like that.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from you, and I'm still learning. So yeah, we're not going to drag the show out too long. The main thing here was to put it out there, put out what you do to
Yeah.
people, so that they know that they have a resource here. Are you um, geographical area? Well, I'm already an example that I'm in the
Hmm.
US, you're in the UK, and we
Yeah.
can still work. So just talk to people who are all over, and just to give them some confidence that if they were to reach out to you, the distance, the time, like right now it's 9 p.m. going to 10.
Yes.
and you're
Yeah.
on the show, it's 3 p.m. here, and you're able to stay up so that we could have the show going on. So just speak to people to give them some comfort, that working with you will not, the time will not be an issue, and just communication.
So I already alluded to this. I have customers in New Zealand, in Australia, in Hawaii. So, my customers are my bosses. So I make time for that. So I have very flexible working hours. I have an open calendar, so you can go and book anytime that suits you, and then we can have a chat. So I have experience of working with people across all geographies and time zones. So that is not an issue at all. I'll always make time. I work around my customers. Like if you're coming from your 9 to 5, I'll have to wait, and then we have a call. If I'm working with Shelley, I also have to take into consideration the time difference and so on and so forth. So my clients in Australia, for example, I'll get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, do a little bit of prep, and then have a call with them from 5 a.m. to 6 or 7 and so on. So I'm absolutely fine with that, you know.
That's awesome. Shout out to Nguyen and Gustav. Gustav is on. Gustav has been a guest on the show. So shout out
Okay.
to you guys.
I
Yeah.
think I watched that episode.
Yeah, you did, and we did
Yeah.
an encore, and there'll probably
Yeah.
be a future one because the repeat business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, you don't have to be a Pemexan only to reach out to PK here. I know I work when I turn around. And people who went to PSS Mancon, for those who don't know what Pemexans are, people who went to the boarding school that PK and I went to. I never even met him in school. He was my older sister's
Yeah.
classmate, and his brother is my classmate. And our paths crossed, and but even Shirley is also went to PSS, I believe. And so you don't have to only be a Pemexan to reach out to PK. Anybody, anyone, referrals accepted. Just once you're happy with his business, you can always spread the word. There's enough business to go around. So, but just reassure us that you don't have to be.
No, absolutely not. So like I said, I work agency side. So I've helped US businesses, Canadian businesses, Australian businesses. I've worked with black folk, white folk, Asians, and so on. Um, One of the things that really got me thinking was when I was working for my agency. We had a long-term relationship with a client, I think over 6 years, and then they had a new marketing manager, and they decided to take their business elsewhere. And they gathered us around and say, what can we do? What can we tell this client? So everybody was coming up with what they could say. So I went into to the data, the contribution I had made to this company. It was about 38 million pounds. And I was thinking to myself, I'm helping, these companies make that much money. Why can I not offer my services to my people? How can I help my own people, make this money, grow? And I think there is an opportunity out there. The world is a global village. If you have services that you're offering in the US that are global in nature, you can as well reach customers in the UK. You can reach customers in Africa. You can reach customers everywhere. You'll be surprised. You just have to use the right tools, the right strategies to reach those people. So no, it's not just for Pemexans. It's not just for urbans, because like I mentioned, I taught in CBC
Yes.
Valley. So it's not just for Castarians, it's for the whole world.
For
I
everyone.
have clients in Nigeria too.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, we're gonna wrap it up here, but before we go, just shout out to everybody again who's been watching. Make sure you share the video because people might be at work and they're not able to watch this live. Just feel free to still share because they can go back on YouTube and watch the video, and obviously take their time to to get the information, get the contact information to reach out to PK. And having a consult with him doesn't mean that you're committing to anything. You're not, it's not making a commitment. You can say thanks but no thanks. I don't think he's going to hold you hostage where you are, but just talking to him and picking his brain might point you in the right direction of what you need to do. And just a shout out to all those who have been on the show before, guests. Remember, we had the show last week. We had Sheila on who talked about a fundraising event that's coming up. I love Africa .cc. Go to that website. Even if you're not in the Dallas area and you can't come, at least support the venture. We're here to support each other. So that was a guest. This is PK on. There are other guests who have been on, and we promote, we share their contact information. So if you can support support her organization by donating something that you're helping change something in Africa. Changing one thing at a time, and that's your own way. So PK, any final thoughts? Anything? Any wise words?
Well, absolutely. So the first thing
Viewers.
I'll say is just to clarify, even if it means just picking my brains for free, this is free of charge, right? Book a consult and just ask me anything, ask me any question. I'm struggling with XYZ, can you help me? I'm thinking about doing XYZ. Can you help me? It's free of charge, I'm not charging you. I'll help you. I love to help. And then from there, we can grow a relationship. And then, I think I mentioned this previously. The world is a global village.
Mhm.
Your market is no longer just your community. It's not no longer just Cameroonians. It's everybody
Mhm.
online, right? You might have just a small service. You might think it's a small service. You might have just one product, but it can blow up if you promote it to the right people. So you have an opportunity in front of you, just try and explore ways you can blow that up. I think you saw the recent craze with everybody trying fufu, Nigerian fufu, pounded yam, and it just went crazy,
Mhm.
right? That's
Yeah.
something that used to be in only in our community alone, but the internet
Mhm.
brought that to the masses. So
Mhm.
yeah, I would
Yeah,
say,
that's awesome.
seize the day, seize the opportunity, make use of the internet.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. So I really appreciate you being on the show today, staying up late. I know you're gonna crash after this, or maybe do some more work.
I'm still working.
You're still working.
Yeah,
So yeah, but we appreciate you taking time to come on and share what you do with our community, and people will share with their communities, and whoever's watching. And we appreciate everyone who came on, everyone who's going to share the video, who is going to watch the show in the future. We thank all of you. I appreciate you. If I didn't shout out to you, it's because my eyesight is not the best and I couldn't see your name, but you're not ignored, you're loved, and we appreciate all of you. So until next week, take care, and you guys stay blessed and empower somebody, uplift somebody, and let's all go out and grow.
thanks
Bye.
for having me on.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, Shirley. Thanks for being on, Shirley.
Bye.
Bye.
The Saaghe Fogwe podcast. Elevate your life, empowering insights for growth, success, and fulfillment.